I just opened the records and I had an amazing, beautiful vision come through that I knew had to be shared in a public manner. So I grabbed my camera and here I am. I'm going to share it and we're going to see what else comes through. Okay, so it was a vision of a flower. And this beautiful flower, each petal opening, and each petal is each one of us. One petal is you, one petal is me. Other petals are the other beautiful people in this journey and experience with us, and we're all part of the same flower. And the powerful, the depth of this message, especially when it comes to stepping into our purpose, let's say. And even with purpose, I have a whole nother thought about that, but even with purpose, we search for purpose so much when a lot of times in Akashic record readings, people ask for their purpose. And in some readings, what comes through is like your purpose is to really get to know who you are at a soul level. Your purpose is to accept who you are, accept the truth of who you are, to connect even deeper with the essence of your soul, for you to love, for you to expand. Like a lot of times that's what a lot of our purposes are, and we're looking for this like big thing to drop in, like tell me what to do with my life, tell me what steps to take. And a lot of times it's from that place of trusting who we are that the purpose comes through us in that. Okay, so with this flower vision, what it is, you know, for myself, I had been thinking about, you know, learning different certifications, and especially spiritual certifications from a teacher. And as we learn these things, a lot of times we desire to mold and to be very similar, and at the same time we don't desire that. It's this interesting dynamic. And with each one of these flowers, let's say you learned from me or you learned from another spiritual teacher and you really want to do this work. So you learned from me, you maybe really like the way that I do it, or I think of my mentors and I really like the way that things come through. I love the power that they hold. And the thing is I'm not them and you're not me. You're not anybody but you. You're your own individual flower petal. And while the flower petals in this infinite flower petal flower, while the flower petals can be very close and overlap in such a way that there can be a lot of similarities, yet there are infinite flower petals to where you can completely come out as your own flower petal and make the impact that you desire to make without being like any other flower petal. Even though many of us may share similar messages, many of us may share and teach similar lessons, it doesn't make your individual, unique standpoint in this world any less than anybody else's. Because you're going to have your own vibe, your own frequency in that. Just like I have my own vibe and frequency. Sometimes what happens for me is in my human mind, I begin to compare myself with other spiritual intuitives or Akashic record readers, and I wonder, is what I'm doing good enough? Am I clear enough? Am I showing up with enough power? Am I showing up with enough clarity? And what I mean by the power and clarity is like, am I being the clearest channel I can be to deliver the messages that can make the biggest impact? And sometimes my human brain gets caught up in that comparison. And I love this vision because the thing is there may be these similarities that overlap. How can you really own your own flower petal in the flower and really be the most beautiful contribution to the overall flower that you can be? So what I want to do now is I want to tune in and see if the record keepers want to share anything else about this, because I literally just opened the records like I said. So let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through. They're sharing that not only is your flower petal its own unique divine essence, also they're adding in the scent that comes from the flower and how there's a medley of scents that create the beautiful overall scent of the flower. You contribute, each one of us contributes with our own scent, our own unique scent that goes into the overall beauty of the scent of the flower. The one thing that we desire more than anything is to see each one of you to own fully your true essence, to own your unique stamp in this world, for you to contribute from a place of wholeness, from a place of connectedness, from a place of alignment. And coming from that place and that energy, we would like to discuss that as you are going along your journey, your soul journey, you will have different renditions. They're showing me a vision of like, you know how with flowers, sometimes the petals fall off and the flower comes again new. And they're showing that like sometimes our contribution to the flower will eventually fall off. And in this flower, in this example, we come out as a new petal. So what this reminds me of is like different renditions of who we are and how we show up to the world and what we feel like in this now moment, in each and every now moment of our life. We feel like this is our truth and that's what we're showing up to and that's how we're providing into the world. And of course we can always look back on retrospect and say, oh wow, I wasn't living my true divine essence then, or I wasn't, fully embodying who I was. But the thing was, in that moment, you were doing the best. In this moment, you're doing the best that you know how. You're contributing overall in the best way you know possible. And now I can look back at all those different flower petals that I contributed to the overall flower. And this flower petal is the most vibrant, the most connected, the most alive. Like, I feel like this flower petal, all that it's going to do is it's going to like pulse with energetic vibrations contributing to the overall flower. And maybe one day the flower petal that I'm on will fall off and there'll be a new rendition that will come out, and that's okay. A lot of times I feel like we really want to identify what our flower petal is and how we're showing up, and don't want that to change because there is a sense of like safety and comfort and security in so many ways that like I know what my flower petal is and here's where I am. What if we were willing to allow the flower petal that we are right now? What if we were allow that to be okay? And to really just honor what is unfolding in this present moment. And becoming even more aware to the truth of who we are. And a big way that we do that, and this is coming through in the private coaching, spiritual, I don't want to call it coaching, but the private like transformations that I'm working with people. I guess they're telling me to say coaching because that's a word that makes sense to so many people. So the private spiritual coaching that I'm doing with the record keepers, and this is coming through in the group experience that I'm doing with 7 Weeks of Magic, where the big ask, especially in the work that I'm bringing in to be able to support you on your journey, the big ask is coming into a space, this present space, and observing and witnessing what is, and coming into a place of acceptance for what is and loving what is. And it's through that experience that we're able to release the things that are no longer serving us. But without accepting them and giving them space, without accepting that this is the flower petal that we're on right now, this is the experience that we're on, this is how we're contributing, without accepting that this is what it is, it can be really challenging for us to grow in a way that we truly desire. Because if we are wanting to control the outcome, wanting it to be a certain way, wanting it to be, desiring it to be faster, desiring it to be quicker, desiring it to unfold in a way that we feel like it should unfold, it's almost as if in those experiences we keep ourselves in this cycle. We keep ourselves in this loop. And what it takes to break the loop is pausing and observing and becoming aware from a place of detachment what it is that's unfolding. Like, it's like observing ourselves from a third person place, as if you were this speck on the wall watching you and being like, oh, that's cute. That's cute that I do that. I understand that this, for some of you, is right up your alley. This is exactly what you need to hear. And for others of you, this is a seed that's being planted for what's possible and what's yet to come on your journey as you continue to embody the truth of who you are. Let me tune in and see if there's anything else the record keepers want to share right now about this message. Okay, so the final words that are coming through that they want to share is they want you to know that you are not alone. You are not alone on this journey. They're sending you love. I'm sending you love. I'm inviting you to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I go live on the 11th and 22nd and do free mini readings for the Akashic Record Keeper, or from the Akashic Records. So if that's something that you're interested in, that is something where you can experience the magic and the energy and the transformation and activation from this work. And I know energetically, some of you are maybe been watching, or maybe you just arrived here on this video. And if you feel called and you want to go deeper and want to have a one-on-one experience, that's something that I would love. I love doing Akashic record readings. I love working deeper one-on-one with people to help them to step into and align to their highest timeline and really embody the truth of who they are. This work is so magical. So if that's something you're feeling called to, the links are down below, or you can always send me a message on social media or wherever you're seeing this, if the platform that you're seeing this on allows for messages. What else? Let me see if there's anything else to share today. Go be you. Go be you. Sending you love. Chat with you soon. Bye.